Dear Artie, hello my friend, how have you been? Sorry I haven't written you in so long. It's been rather confusing around here. Keeping the people happy, fed, clothed, and content in sanctuary, waiting for you to build their homes is, well, interesting to say the least. Have you spoken to Fira recently? I haven't seen her in weeks, and every time I ask Lieutenant Ash about her, he says she's occupied. It's very unlike her. I was thinking maybe we could all meet up in a few weeks. On top of the gate tower like we did when we were kids. You, Fira, and myself can have a picnic or something. I'll prepare it all, don't worry. Just tell Fira about it if you see her. Tell her I will invite Lady Vix as well, so it's not just a boy thing. I know she hated that when we were kids. See you in a few weeks. P.S. Your dad left me a letter from my father, by the way. We found it cleaning out his room in Sanctuary. I haven't read it, but I'll let you know what it says. Blaze.
من الجحيم نشرق وإلى الجحيم سنرجع.
Hello Hooligans, and welcome home. We are back here, the home series, my Minecraft 1.13 creative story build. So guys, first of all, thank you to One Man One Game for returning as Blaze one more time there, and you guys will hear a little bit more from him in the future as well. We are in his kingdom. So, but there is stuff I want to show you guys today, and I want to talk to you about, and all that fun, so all the normal stuff. So, first of all, story-wise, so Blaze is feeling a little down and hasn't seen his sister in a while, or seen the architect in a while, and wants to basically just meet up and just hang out a little bit. They plan on meeting on the top of one of these towers. That is where they used to go as kids and just hang out and just do their thing. Hold on, we'll go all the way up here. We'll go all the way up, and that'll be fun. Okay, so yeah, they used to just hang out up here, so we'll have he and Lady Commander Vix will be meeting them up here in a couple of weeks, apparently. So, things are still happening with Fira, by the way. It's going to be a little bit more evident of what is happening to her in the future. I actually have a script already written out for returning Foxy Monoxide as the Queen and returning Cafe Stiflord as Alfred. Alfred is the counselor for the Kingdom of Arcanus, so he is like the mage counselor. He's basically like one of the most powerful mages in the world. So, first of all, let's get back into a little bit of building here. So I've closed this up, which I am still debating. Like, there's a whole, like, you know, just little section right over here. I'm probably just gonna fill this up with, like, I don't know, transport stuff, like boxes, cargo, things like that. Probably for just the immediate future. And then I have come out here and I've completed the major road. At least this part of the major road. So the road is basically going to come out. It's going to circle around. I think what I'm going to do, I might do this, I think I'm going to have it raise up around the edge here. And what I'll basically do is I will bring it up probably to about the white level in the mesa. And then I'll fill in the bottom of it with probably red sand and put it all the way up around here, because I do want a build to go right here. I want a nice build to go right there. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I thought about carving it into the actual, like, into the actual rock there. My only issue with that is that, okay, I don't have World Edit, and I'm hoping World Edit starts to get done for 1.13. But if I had World Edit, I could just carve into this, and it'd be a little bit easier. Now, there are ways I can do that in vanilla. And it's a little complicated, but basically you can, in large-scale areas, it's what I did down here. Large-scale areas, you can do, like, a location over there, and then fill this with a block type. So I can do that in small segments there, but I wanted buildings to be built into the sides of these as well, just around here, and a little bit around here. We're going to talk about this thing up here pretty soon. But yeah, on some of these, like, I want to do here and probably over there as well, and definitely right here. I want this whole place to be just surrounded by buildings. But I don't know. I don't know if I just want to pull the road out and then put stuff underneath it, or if I want to actually carve into this, because I'm already going to have to carve into things to actually put the buildings in. But I'd much rather the natural landscape be visible without having to rebuild it. And then, like, because if I just knock all this back to fit a road, it's going to be like back here. Then you'll have all this, which is fine, but it gets a lot more complicated. So I think I'm just going to leave that for, I think I'm just going to bring it up. I probably will make it a little bit smaller too. So I'm not going to have the full size road. This is going to be the part that, like, lifts up over here. I'm not sure though. I may bring the whole thing up. It may happen, because we haven't even started, like, the below section either. Like, you guys got to remember, this whole place up here is half the build. The other half is down below. So that's going to be tons of fun. And up here is going to start our first large-scale build in Ember. Little laggy because I'm trying to load stuff in. But this is going to be the Royal Palace. So in the lore, Ember is actually ruled over by a monarchy. So there is a royal family, which Blaze and Fira both belong to. Their uncle also belonged to, who was the architect's adopted father. Because, like, each architect that comes out, okay, for those of you who don't know, this is actually something really important to talk about. The architect is actually a character in the story. It's not just me. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to have limitations, and I also wanted to have a character that you guys could follow. So the architect is a person who is, like, they're not quite sure when that person started appearing, when the architect started appearing. But what happened was that, like, out of the west, which would be that way, or no, it was out of the east, I think. I have it written down. Out of the east, this kid came walking into basically a village, and this happens every time the architect is reborn. So this kid comes walking out of wherever. This architect, this current one that I'm playing, walked out of the deserts that are east of here. And so he walked out, and everybody kind of just, like, knows when the architect is around. So he is a person who just, like, radiates power, essentially. And so what ends up happening is he comes out of the desert. The royal family's there to meet him. Like, every kingdom has had an architect before. Like, my character right now is, like, the, like, probably, I don't know, like, 90th architect that's come out. I actually do need to figure that out in mathematics, because I do have, like, a set time scale. But anyway, so I'm, like, the 90-something architect. So every time an architect is born, they go to a different kingdom. So it kind of switches up. And that kingdom, like, the whatever ruler of that kingdom, becomes the first counselor. So, like, you guys have heard Blaze be referred to as the first counselor. He is the first counselor because he is the leader of Ember, which happens to be housing the architect right now. So that is how, or where the architect is from. So that is actually how the first counselor is decided as well. Now, that could change in this new world, but it's how everything's always been. The architect is reborn. So the architect will die. He can die. He or she, depending on whoever. So can die. I could fall to my death. I could get, drowned. I can die. And then another architect is born. This has caused lots of problems before, where people have actually murdered architects, just to try to gain, power for their kingdom again. But in general, it's not something that happens too often, because the architect is seen as a very important character in the world. The architect basically... Something's not right here. No, it is. Yeah, it's right. Okay. The architect is seen as the one who gets visions from the gods to come and actually, build things. So everybody kind of takes the architect as a divine being, and so not many people would murder the architect. I'm still planning out my bridge here, by the way. So it's a complicated scenario, but the architect, that is the point of the architect. Is a divine inspiration, character who is reborn over and over and over and over again, to basically build all the important structures in the world. And occasionally the architects have been hired to do things. So, the architect could be hired by a really rich merchant to come out, basically look at a piece of land and be like, okay, well, this is what, the gods, whichever gods, decide needs to be built here. And I do say whatever gods, because, they're not quite sure where the architect gets the inspirations. Even the architect himself or herself is not sure where the inspirations come from. They simply appear to the architect in their mind. So it is an interesting play, I guess, to try to do. But it's fun. It's enjoyable. I think it's a cool story. That's really what it comes down to. I really enjoy the architect as a character, as opposed to just a reason that I am here building these things. You know what I mean? It gives me personally a feeling like I belong to the series, because you guys get all these really cool characters that you guys get to see, and you get to see the story unfold. The story for me is already in my head, and I will tell you guys, it is the hardest part about this series is probably the story. It is coming up with all the reasons why things happen. It is coming up with consistency. I have to remain consistent in my story about different characters and, just stuff like that. So, it gets very, very challenging, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy telling stories. I enjoy the cinematography, stuff that I've been trying to do. I just enjoy altogether the process, I guess. So it's fun. It's really, really a lot of fun to do. But it is definitely a very, very, very challenging thing, and I've really been enjoying it, and I've been so absolutely thrilled with all of you guys and your encouragement for this. You guys have been crazy super excited about this, and that just makes me very, very happy. Mainly because I've like recently I've had so many people binge watching this, which is something I did not think was going to happen. Within the last couple weeks, I've probably had like 5 people tell me that they've been binge watched this series, and some of them have left comments on every single video, which is really super cool. And it's just one of those things that, like, I was talking to my buddy Fixit, who's one of my build crew people, today. He got a world tour done by Wells Knight, who is on Hermitcraft. So, like, I was just telling him, I'm like, that's super cool. I'm really, proud of, like, what you're doing with Vastin. He has the Realm of Vastin, and he's been working on that thing in survival for years, and on YouTube, and he's got, like, less subscribers than I do, and Wells decided he wanted to do a showcase on his world, and it was just really, like, it was really cool. And so I'm talking to Fixit afterward, and the first thing Fixit tells me, by the way, is just that he's happy that Vastin got shared. And that's where it's at. Like, he's like, it's super cool that Wells Knight did that. And he's like, I may gain subscribers from it and things like that. But it wasn't about that for him. Which is really, really, really cool, and something very telling to me, of why I like Fixit, and why he is somebody who I like being friends with, is that he just cared that he's been doing so much in his world, and people get to share it with him. And I told him I totally felt that with, like, home. Like, just being able to tell you guys the story and have you guys be excited and involved is, like, really what makes it just fun to do. And it was just really inspiring. Fixit's always been a very inspiring, like, person to me. He's always been a very good builder, and I try to do what I can in my world based off of some of the stuff that he's done in his. Just in the way of, like, he does some amazing, amazing builds, and he challenges me as a builder to build bigger and better, and I always really, really, like, thank him for that. He's just an all-around good guy, too. I've had several conversations with him. I've been on his server. Like, I've been, I did a showcase with him at one point, too, and it's just altogether, just a really, really good guy. And thank you, Fixit. I know you're watching, because you always watch these. But thank you for being just a good friend, and just keeping me grounded on what matters, and that's important. At the end of the day, for all of you guys who are, like, content creators and stuff like that, find the people who know you, know your life. They know when to tell you to stop. They know when to tell you to, say that's enough. Like, you're pushing yourself. You're going to burn out. Those are people you want around, because at the end of the day, they care about you. They don't care what they can get out of you. They don't care what your subscriber number is that they can possibly somehow feed into. They care about who you are. They care about what you're doing. It's those people who reach out to you in DMs, just like, hey, how have you been? The people who really just go out of their way for you. Those are really good people, and those are the people that you should find. They're definitely the people I've been trying to surround myself with recently. I'm going to be going through some really crazy times soon, in the near future, and I need people that support me, not people that support my channel. And it's why I am, for those of you who did not know, I made a public tweet, official tweet. So I've left the Oceanic S&P, mainly because I am going to be moving very soon. I'm also building a house. I am doing just way too much, and it was really unfair of me to be like saying, okay, well, I'm going to be on here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then me being the only person who does it on that server. Or sorry, not me being the only person who does it, but like of me saying I'm going to be doing all those things and then not being able to. I didn't want that. So I have left that group. I still support them. There was nothing bad. Nobody hated anybody. It was a like good, sad leave. But yeah, so I am completely on home now. If I'm not on home, I am going to be playing on my Patreon server, which is home themed. We're doing tons of cool stuff on there, guys. I believe Foxy Monoxide is going to be starting her series on there this week. And I'm also adding some plugins. I'm trying to make it an immersive experience where you guys will feel like you're living in the world of home. So if you guys still want to join that, it's always going to be listed down below. It's not much. It's like $2.50 a month, which is like $2.50 a month. That's like a coffee. So if you guys want to get involved with that, come join us and build a kingdom and have fun. And just chill out. No stress, no drama, all that other stuff. So this looks like a good shape. We're going to have some towers. We're going to have a big building there. We're going to have a big building there. This is going to be cool. Then a big old pretty bridge. So guys, I'm going to let you guys go. Just surround yourself with good people. Be kind to each other. Just be good. Be like, not just like don't get into trouble. Just be good. And guys, I will see you in the next episode of Home. Hopefully we will be hearing from Princess Fira soon. I know you are going to be hearing from Alfred, and you are going to be hearing from the Queen of Scorn again. So guys, take care, and yeah, that's it. I'll see you later. Alright, bye-bye.